So we'll check the table in our student table, how many records we are having here. Okay. So in our student table, we are having 6 records over here. Okay, we are having 6 records here. Okay, so now we are using this insert all command over here. So control enter. So what happens here when we are using this select star from dual over here? So what is the mistake we have done here?
Semicolon.
Semicolon is the mistake. So according to the semicolon, what happens? It is showing an error like it's showing the dummy table only. It is just considering the dummy table. So just again, I will execute this. So what happens here? 3 rows has been added. So how we are adding 3 rows? You can able to see this 2 rows belongs to one table and this belongs to another table over here. Okay. So where for this table you are selecting? You are selecting. So what happens here? You can able to see one record has been added here. So according to the table, whatever columns you are having, accordingly you are adding the values over here. Okay. So accordingly, you are giving this value. You are getting in that particular table, one record has been added. Same way in your EMP, select star from your EMP underscore BH here. So you can able to find the 2 records has been added here, right? So this insert all command where we are using, so where we are adding into the multiple tables over here. Okay. So in case, so here you're not mentioning any table over here. Okay, so where you're mentioning only the dual. So what do you mean by dual is that dual is a dummy table over here. So when you're selecting select star from dual, you can able to see it is one table, it is a dummy table over here. It is going to consist of one column and the one row. So mostly for the calculation purpose, we use this dual over here. So dual is a dummy table. It's nothing but it's a dummy table. It is going to consist of one row and the one column over here. Okay. So obviously what happens while executing this using like a select star from dual. So this is the syntax you're going to follow. So when we are using this insert all, I want to add into the multiple table records. I don't want to use this insert into the table name or values every time. So we are using this insert all. So where you are selecting all the column values over here, where you're entering the all column values over here, so that what happens in this particular table, this particular record will be added. Okay. So same thing, I want to add only some specific records into the table. How we can use this comment, insert all comment over there. I want to add only some specific records. Like I want to add only the employee number and the job as sales into my EMP table. How we can add now? How we can make changes here? So my requirement I'm writing here. So where I want only the employee number and job in this table. So in this student table, I need only the date and the email. So how to change this?
We should mention the column names as well.
Column names, yes. Where we can mention the column names. Previously, where we mentioned the column names over here. So insert
After
all
table name.
to the table name. So where here you're going to mention the column name. So what are the column name we want? We want the employee number column. We want the job column over here, right? So next it's the value. So according to this, so what are the values I can give for the employee number? So I'm giving like it is 1 I'm giving. So job. So any job?
HR.
HR. Okay. So where I'm mentioning HR over here. Okay. I'll copy the same thing. So you can able to understand anywhere, any doubts here. So using this insert all comment where we are adding into the multiple tables over here. Okay, same way in the student table, I'm entering only the value. I want only the column for the date and the email over here. So where I'm mentioning this is date over here and where I'm giving the email column. So what happens now? So is it correct or anywhere any changes I should make?
Correct.
It is correct, right? So control enter. Just a second.
HR should be.
Yes, we should make that changes. Wantedly only I didn't give that course. So just to observe the error over there, what is the error? So what I mentioned here for the HR, for the job, I didn't mention in single quotes over there. So obviously it is throwing an error over here, right? So where I'm mentioning HR in single quotes. So now execute this.
EMP number and job.
Hmm?
EMP number and job.
EAP number and job, yes, we have mentioned only for specific.
Column.
Hmm. It shows as invalid user, table name, column name, or specific column specification over here. So where we have mentioned employee number, so where we are given 1 over here, again job we are mentioned HR here. So what changes I should make here in this?
Take BH table once more.
You want this employee table or the students details table?
BH table. EMP BH table.
EMP BH table, okay. Hmm.
Employee number should not be same.
Employee number
Should not be the same. Because
Hmm.
You mentioned not null.
I mentioned not null. So you can able to see same number I entered this. I didn't use a primary key. If I use a primary key constraint only, it will not accept here. EMP number and job we have mentioned, values we have mentioned as 1 year. Again, that is a HR over here. Again, we'll execute or we'll just execute in another sheet and see here. So it shows as the output like error as invalid user dot table column. In our EMP table, we are having that employee number, we are having job, we are having. Same way in our student details, we are having like it is the date and the email over here. So what happens in this case? Why it is not accepting? So state we are given, then we have given like it is the email also we have given here. Just create in another again it is showing the same error like line number 4 column. You want also you change this and just execute because you didn't give primary key. Again it is showing the same error here. Select staff from given we mentioned.
Student 6 table, man.
Student? Student.
Student details.
You want to check the table?
Yes. It is JDate.
It is
Date is
J
JDate.
date. It is J date, and here I mentioned like it is the only date I mentioned. So as it all if you are giving the specific column names, you should give whatever this table is consisting, that name only you should mention here. Okay. So now we are going to execute this. So you can able to see 3 rows has been added into the table. So one particular mistake, according to that, it is not executing. It is showing like it is invalid user or the table dot column over here. That means this particular, you can able to see the row also. It's showing that error at this particular row over here, like 4 columns. So that means under the 4th row over here. Okay, so now if you're going to check the table, you can able to find that record has been added here. So it shows as the state here and this particular email. So same way, if you're going to check your employee table here, so select start from EMP underscore BH here. So you can able to find that records here. So why it is accepting duplicates? We know we didn't use the primary key in the particular columns anywhere. So it is accepting the duplicates here. So any doubt in this using this insert all comment here? So where we are using different tables. Okay, if in a particular, in only one particular command, I want to use it in my different tables over here. So we are using this insert all comment here, right? So this is for your information. In your notes, we don't have. So you just note down this. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. It is the, so we are having next one. It is the null over here. So this we know. So here, if you're creating one table here, already you created one table here. Okay. So where you're created a table like create table. So xxemp underscore test 100 you created. Okay. So with the table, you're creating the columns like employee number, e-name, job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, department number. Okay. The same table, you created one table which is having the same columns from your existing table. That is your EMP table over there. Okay. So now after creating this table, I want to get all the records from my EMP table, from my base table to the new table over here. So we are having a syntax like insert into the new table, select staff from the existing table over there, right? So just understand this. Just understand this. So in this, we are creating one table. Okay, we are creating one table. So where it is having the same structure of this table. So where it is having the employee number, e-name, job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, and department number. Okay, you're creating one table. So table has been created. Now in this table, you don't have any records. You are having only the columns over here, right? So obviously you'll be having only the columns here. But I want to copy all the records, whatever which is having from my base table, from my existing table over here. Okay. So I want to copy all the records which is having from my EMP table. This is my base table. Okay. So here we are having 14 records. Same records I should get in my this table over here. So where we are using this insert command over here. So where we are using this insert command like insert into the new table, select star from the existing table over here. So according to the syntax, so insert into new table. This is our new table over here. Okay. So new table, select star from EMP table here. So use this syntax here. So 14 rows has been updated. 14 rows, you can able to see those 14 rows from your existing table to your new table. Okay. So here you're having all the columns, you're copying all the records from your existing table or the base table. In case,
Can we add selected column?
yes,
Can we add selected rows?
selected rows.
Which means,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can add the selected rows. Selected rows
How
means
much?
whatever columns you want that you want to copy from your existing table.
Suppose if we want 8, 9, 10, then how can we add
If you want that
8, 9, 10?
8, 9, 10. So according to the
Yeah.
syntax, what is the syntax over here? 8, 9 means you want to add this particular records here. You
Only
want to add
particular.
particular records into your new table over there, right? So first you add some columns into the records. First you add some columns. You first add some columns like add the employee number or you add the employee number, e-name, job from your existing table into your new table over there after creating. So we'll create one more table. So it is this example is understandable, right? Any doubts in this? So already you're creating one table, but I want all the records to be copied from my existing table. So you are copying. So how we are inserting the records here? Insert into the table name, select star from your EMP table. Okay. In case you are creating another table like test underscore 100, I'm creating one table. Okay. So where I didn't use my department number. So where I didn't use my department number, I created this table. So my table has been created. Okay. So now I want to copy all the records which is having in my existing table. If you are going to select the table also, you can able to find the column except the department number columns over here. So you can able to find only the columns up to only you can able to find the columns like only 7 columns like employee number, e-name, job, MGR, hire date, salary and commission year. Okay. So now I want to insert all the records whatever having in my EMP table. How to use now? Why? Because in my EMP table I'm having 8 columns actually. But in my new table I'm having only 7 columns here. Okay. So how I will add the records into the table? Is it possible?
No,
Is it not possible?
it is possible.
Is this
Possible.
possible or not?
Possible.
How it is possible? So here you want to add the records from your existing table. It will throw an error like too many rows over here. It's a runtime error. So overall the code it is showing like too many values over here. That is the exception. This is the exception over here. Runtime exception. So how to overcome this?
You mentioned column names, ma'am.
If I'm going to
Not
mention
select
column names, sir. Okay, yeah, you
Mhm.
can mention the column names. How we can mention the column names here? So we are having the syntax also for this. So insert into the new table, column 1, column 2, column 3. Next, select again the columns from your existing table over here. Because in my table, I'm having 8 columns, but actually in my new table, I'm having only 4 columns, only 7 columns over there. So where you are going to enter manually. So it is the employee number, it is the e-name. So next it is the job over here, MGR, job, MGR column. Next, it
Hire
is the
date.
salary, hire date column. Yes, hire date. Next, it is the salary. So next, it is the commission over here. Okay. So again, we are extending our syntax here. So where we are using again the select clause over here. From this select clause, you are going to enter the same columns. So where you are going to take the same set of columns here. Why? Because we are taking from our existing table only. Okay, so where we are entering. So in this case, you can able to see here. So in our table, we are having only 7 columns. Same we are taking from your EMP table only 7 columns over here. So now what happens here in this case? So why it is showing like a missing right parenthesis over here? So I mentioned the brackets in both the ends over here. So why it is throwing an error here? So that means you should use only under the particular table. What are the columns there? In that case, only you are using your parenthesis over here. So whereas here, you're not going to add the parenthesis over here. So just execute now. So now what happens here? 14 rows has been added. 14 rows has been added into your particular table over here. Right? So you can able to see that 14 rows apart from the department number here. Any doubt in this? So while creating a table, if you don't have that particular column also, you can able to add the records from your existing table. So another method also is there. I didn't notice, I forgot to add one column from my existing table. What is my existing table is containing 8 columns over there. But I forgot to add one column in my new table. So how to add a new column into my table here now?
Alter, ma'am.
Alter. So if using alter, you can add new column into your existing table. This becomes your existing table only. Once you create it means this becomes your existing table only, right? So in this particular table, you can use this alter command. Through alter command, you can add one column, and after adding one column, using this insert command, insert into the table name where you are entering this particular column like a department number. Again, you are going to select the department number over here from your EMP table. You can able to find that department number column also into your new table, right? Any doubt in this? Having any doubts here, anybody? It is clear, right? If you want, you can use the update alter also. Using alter command, you can add one column here, like a department number column over here. After adding, you can use this insert command. You can add those records, whatever we are having in our EMP table. That is the department number column over here. This column will be added into your new table here, right? Any doubts in this?
Clear.
It is clear, right? So next we are having the null over there. So we'll go one by one. So where next we are having the null over here. So what do you mean by this null here? So here you are having some examples. You can go to the examples here. So same examples only they are mentioned here. So if you want to copy the structure of the table without the data while executing, so we all know where we are mentioning, like where 1 is equals to 2 here. Okay, so next we are having the null over here. So what do you mean by this null here? Null is that, so for example, you can able to see we entered one particular record into the table over here. So obviously what happens here in our table, so in our table over here, the student table over here, so we entered only some records over here. Obviously some record it shows like it is null over here. So in null in general, what do you mean by this null here? So null it is used to represent the empty value into the table column here. Okay, it will support with all the data types over here. So you can able to see not only in the serial number, it's a number data type, not only into the varchar 2, it will support in all data types over here, this null column. Okay, so null value is a missing or the unknown data. It is going to represent, null means it will represent the missing or the unknown data into the particular column over here. Okay, so null is not as same as 0. So why we are telling null is not as same as 0? Because 0 means it is considering. So in this particular, so I think this table has been updated. So before updating, some student has been updated this. So before updating, you will be having the commission column. Under the commission column, you'll be having a null over there, and you'll be having a 0, and you'll be having some values in it. Okay. So same way, this 0 means it is not as same as the null over here. Null 0 is the numeric value over there. So null is not as same as the numeric value 0 over here. So null means in general, it is the missing data or the unknown data over here, or the empty value into the particular table column over there. Okay. So null represents that only. So in this particular example, you can able to see you just specified some columns into the adding the new record. So obviously the other columns, it is representing as the unknown data or the missing data or the empty value over here. Okay. So I want using null. So for example, we want to add some records using null. So directly or adding some records using null over here. So in this example, we'll be having, so here you can able to see we are creating one table over here. Okay. We are creating a table. So where it is the XX underscore student 10 over here. Okay, so serial number, it is a number data type. S name, it is a student name, varchar to 20 year fees here. Okay, so once you're creating a table, you're adding the records into the table over here. So how all it will consider null over here. Okay, for that we created this example. So insert into the table name values 1, A you are mentioned and 100 you are mentioned here. So obviously what happens, the first data, it will be entered into the table or not?
Will be entered.
It will be updated. It will be added, not updated, sorry. It will be added into the particular table. Okay. I think this also will be existing. So where I mentioned underscore 10 over. The table has been created. So now I'm using underscore. So insert into the table name the first value. First value, it will be added the first value over here. Okay. So coming into the second row. So insert into the table name. So where you are mentioning like the name and the fees over here, student name and the fees. So obviously we know. So when we are specifically mentioning the column names, remaining columns will be treated as null. So how all it will treat as null over there. So we are creating one table and we are adding those records here. So coming into the third record here. So under the third record, insert into the table name value. So where you have mentioned null over there, you are giving a null keyword directly. So how it will consider, whether it will consider or it will throw an error here.
Error. Ma'am.
Error.
Error.
So now what happens here?
Data type is not mentioned over there. So
Data type, it is not mentioned. As I told, null it is used to, it will supports in all the data types over here. So obviously when you're giving null, it is accepting, right? So coming into the fourth example over here, fourth row. So in the fourth row, you are given 3, you are mentioned for the serial number, you mentioned 3. Again, you are given the single quotes over here, 2 single quotes you are mentioned. So how it will consider now? It will consider null,
It will empty space. Ma'am. It will show
Empty
empty space.
empty space over here. Okay. So now I'm using this commit command. So selecting the table name. So you can able to see how all this null is considering when we are using this single quotes. So what happens in this case? For the first one, it is accepting. For the second one, we specifically mentioning the column. So remaining column, it is considering null. Same way, if you are going to give null keyword also, it will take it as null only. It will consider as null. Can able to see this null here. Same way, if you are going to give it in single quotes over here, that also it will consider as null only. So this is how the null will be considered. The ways. If you're not entering the value for a particular column, it will consider null. If you're going to use this single quotes, it will consider null. If you're using the keyword null also, it will consider. So null means it is a missing or unknown data over here. It is not as equal to the numeric value 0. So where we use this null in the table, you can able to see in a table. So null also, it is be supported in all the data types over here. So for example, in this particular, where I'm going to mention like single quotes over here. So obviously what happens to single quotes I mentioned here. So control enter. So what happens in the case here in this particular table, 2 null values I can able to see. Right? So this is a functionality of the null. Any doubts in this? It's clear, right? So next we'll go to the another command like it is the update command over here. So we are having the another command like it is the update. So this is also the DML command over here. It is used to update or modify the records here, right? So using this update, it is as we told, it is used to change the existing information in the table, in the database over here. Okay. So using this command, we can update a single record or a set of records or the multiple or the multi records over here using this update command. So we are having the syntax here like update table name set column name is equals to value, again column name to value to column name. So n number of columns according to the requirement over here. So here you can mention, you can able to see where we are given the where condition over here. So why we have mentioned the where condition is in some requirement, if we want to write the condition. So where means it is a filtering condition over here. So it is a condition. So according to this where clause, what is the condition? According to the condition, the updation will occur. Okay. So according to the requirement only, we are using this where condition. It is not necessary. I don't want to use the where condition. Okay. Without using where condition also, we can use here. So update means we are modifying the records over here. Okay. So previously we are having in our student table over there. Okay. So in our student table, this is our student table, right? This is our student table. So we can make the updation over here. We are going to modify the changes here. So in the student table, I want to modify this particular ename column over here. Like instead of ABC, I want to mention like abcd@gmail.com. So how we can use the update is update the table name. So what is the table name? This is the table name over there. Okay. So you're going to enter the table name here. Update the table. Update the table name. Set column name. So what is the column name? I want to update. What's the column name? I want to update the email column. So where you mentioned like email is equals to, so where I'm going to tell like abcd@gmail.com. One second. Gmail.com. So you just observe here. So where I mentioned update where I mentioned update the table name, set column name is equal to abcd@gmail.com. So control enter. So what happens here? I didn't give the where condition over here. So where it is updated like 8 rows has been updated. That means in my particular table, in the column like e-name column, I can able to see all the columns has been updated. All the columns has been updated. If I'm not writing the where condition. Okay. So this is the first thing. Second thing, if I'm going to write the where condition, what happens now? Only the particular according to the condition, according to my filtering condition, only one particular record in my particular, in this particular table. So where I'm writing a where condition like where serial number is equals to where I'm giving like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means according to this, only this record will be updated. So you can just observe here. Okay, so where you adding another record like A, B, C, D, E I'm giving. So where serial number is equals to. So what is the serial number I'm giving? I'm giving like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. Okay, so now execute using update command. So now what happens here? Only one row has been updated. So this is the use of the where condition. So according to our EMP table, so according to our student table, we can able to see one record A, B, C, D, E has been updated. Okay. So for example, we'll take our EMP underscore BH table over here. Okay. So we are taking this particular EMP BH table over here. So in this table, so where my condition is, so I'm going to update like wherever I'm having a department number like 10, I want to update the salary over here like 100. So how to update now? So wherever I'm having the, in my
There is no
EMP table,
department in one.
department number 10, we don't have, someone has been deleted. Okay, we'll take for the department number 20 here. Okay, here we are having here how much records? We are having 18 records over here. So under this 18 records, I don't know how many records it will be updated. How to check? So where we are writing the condition over here. First of all, we'll write the condition over here. Select staff from EMP table where department number is equals to 20. Okay, so obviously to show me only that particular records over here according to the where condition. So now you can able to see. So where we are having only 5 records over here. Okay, so in this 5 records, I want to update the salary. I want to update the salary like, so here we are having 14,800 over here, right? I want to add 200 into it. I want to add 200 salary plus 200 over here. So how to add, how to update now? So if you want to update this particular department number 20, so obviously what happens according to the condition here? According to the condition, this is my condition. So select staff from your table name where department number is equals to 20. Obviously, I'm getting the 5 records over here. Okay. Under this 5 records, my requirement is add salary. Already they're having the salary over here. Okay. I want to add another 200. So how to update? Using update, how to use now? First, we will update the department.
Update day. Yeah.
We'll use update
Department
table name. Our
table name.
EMP underscore BH. This is my table name over here. Next, set
Sal
is equals to. So salary, that is the syntax over here. So here our requirement is sal plus 200. I want to add 200 in that salary over here. So where I'm taking this salary here. So where set sal is equals to, what is the condition or what I can mention here? What I want to update actually. I want to update salary plus 200. So can I mention salary plus 200 over here, or I can give 200 over here? You can just observe this. So where the condition is, what is the condition here? So this is the select clause we wrote just for us to check how
Department
many.
equal to 10.
Where
department
is equals
Number
to
equal to 10.
number 220.
20. Now execute this. Okay. So what you can able to see 5 records has been updated. So if you check that 5 records here, so what happens here? How it is updated? Salary is equals to 200. So commonly, we don't know now it is a wrong entry only. According to my
Yes.
requirement is already is having salary. This employee is having salary. From that salary, I'm updating, I'm giving one increment like 200 over there. So obviously how to write? This is a wrong. We are getting the output. It has been updated. We are getting the output, but it is wrong according to our requirement. Already the Smith is having the salary like 14,800. If I add 200, it will show me the output salary like 15,000. So how to get that output here?
We need to use increment.
Plus 200.
Salary plus
200.
salary plus 200. So what is the column you need? That you should mention here. So this is a column. That's a column. Okay, set column. Which column is the salary column? So salary plus 200 over here. So obviously you can able to see. Again, so already we updated. Again we are updating. So it is showing you the same records over here. So that in that case only we are using this rollback here.
Rollback.
You can use rollback here. So rollback completed. So again check the table. Check your select clause. You are having that output. So here you again execute. So 5 records has been updated here. So while checking, you can able to find that output. In case, okay, here you according to our requirement, it is correct. We are getting the output over here. Okay. In case, in this particular employee, where you are giving like salary 200 over here and you are updating this. Okay. So this is different now. Okay. So now we are updating again. You are not mentioning any salary over there. You are updating here. So 5 rows has been updated. If you are selecting the select clause, you can able to see the salary has been, the salary column has been updated to 200 over here. Okay. Instead of using this rollback, you did commit. You have done with the commit keyword over there. So what happens? Commit, it has been saved into your database permanently over there. Okay. So now we are going to select the table. You can able to find 200 only. So as we told, now we are going to update. By mistakenly, you done with the set sal over here. So automatically your table has been updated. Okay. So, but I want to change like set sal is equal to sal plus 200. Then only I will get 15,000 here. Now I give it committed also. Commit keyword over there. So now I'm using this rollback. So it will give you the output like rollback completed. But once you're checking your table, obviously, what will happen? It will show only the record which has been saved. So you cannot make any changes over here. So now you're updating the table over here. Updating like update table name set sal is equals to sal plus 200 over here, where department number is equals to 20. So what happens in this case here, if I'm going to compile